Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to my channel and welcome back to week 3 of the $10,000 a month covered call challenge. So obviously this whole last week was kind of a nightmare. Everybody's stocks were falling. Pretty much every single stock was down. But I just basically wanted to update you guys, show you where I'm at, what my plans are for the coming week in the future. So like I said in my last video, the only call that I had that expired was my space one, and that is actually on my other brokerage account, so it's not on Robinhood here. But I am absolutely getting crushed on this one. I bought in somewhere, not even there, I bought in literally probably like somewhere around here, 47, around there. So we're pretty down. I think my average buy price is somewhere around 52. So yeah, we're definitely getting pretty blasted on that one. I mean, there's a couple reasons as well. I mean, obviously we had this big sell-off or correction, whatever you want to call it, these last couple days here. But also they just pushed back their test flight. It's not going to be until I think somewhere in May now, so that's still 2 months away. So that's why this fell, and that's probably the one that I'm getting crushed the most on. But like I said, the beauty of covered calls is that it gets your price cost basis down, and plus if you like the company in the long term, you're just banking a little bit of profit up front, and then you just have to wait for it to return to a decent level where you could sell covered calls again. So if I go in here to the options chain and I try to sell one for, let's say, March 26th, and I want to do like a $52 one, I only get $82, but I was selling them all the way up at 57 before, or 57.50, so I only get $36. It's really not worth it, to be honest, because once this thing gets moving, who knows, it's probably going to be in a better position to sell a covered call within a couple weeks here. So my plan was maybe I was going to start selling weeklies on these, but then I looked at this and I was like, what the heck? I get $1 for writing a covered call or selling a covered call. That's just not really worth it at all. So I might just hold out, let this one kind of float and see where it goes. So that's where I'm at with space. Basically just have to wait it out, see when we get a nice recovery. But as far as covered calls that I've sold since my last video, I actually sold one more, which was on Sensonics. I bought another 100 shares. I actually bought 200 shares. Now I have 401 shares of Sensonics. So I have 3 covered calls open on that one and just 100 shares just riding it out to see, I kind of want to get some gains on this one as well because I don't have any Sensonics in my long-term portfolio right now. So I decided let's go ahead, let's just add 100. So I had one at 4.5 right here, and I got $60 for it, so that wasn't too bad. And once again, I kind of sold this one right before everything started just getting completely destroyed. I mean, it was already down pretty far, but I got in around 410, 411, and was able to, write a covered call, get $60. So that brings my buy price down to 3.9 dollars a share. So that's good because the stock is trading at, let's see, it's trading at right now $3.49, so definitely still down on this one pretty big, but we're just holding out because this thing is a great company and I know it'll eventually go back up. Let's hope. So the only covered call that I have expiring on Friday this week is my Mara shares, and I just wanted to talk about that a little bit right now. So we have Mara here. I got in this one, let's see, if I go over to my Google Sheets here, you can see that I got in there at $41.95. I think I actually got in a little bit below that. That was my average buy price for 200 shares. The first one was around $37.50. So we'll see if things keep going great. I think this one might get exercised at the end of this week. But what I'm kind of hoping that happens is that it doesn't get exercised. I kind of want to sell one more on here because these things have very high premiums. It's actually kind of ridiculous how high they are. So I kind of want it to hover in the range of anywhere from $35 to $40 just for the week. I know everybody's saying, oh, you should just want it to grow, blah, blah, blah. But I'm not actually holding any long shares right now. It's just all shares that I'm writing covered calls on. But I mean, this thing absolutely exploded today, up almost 30%. So that's huge. Might see a pullback tomorrow. We'll just have to see what happens with that. Either way, I make money if it gets exercised, or if it doesn't, then I mean, if it gets exercised, I'll just use the money to pay off a little bit more of my margin. And I might not buy anything right away. Probably gonna wait until the 19th to write any more covered calls, unless, like I said, this thing does not get exercised. Now another one is Riot Blockchain. This one doesn't expire till the 26th. But I'm hoping this one doesn't get exercised either. But if it does, I'll find another company. Either way, I'm making a good amount of profit. And let's see, if I go over to my covered calls, we could see how much profit exactly. Okay, yeah, so my Riot one might not get executed because it's at 70 and the share price is at 56.05 right now. But we'll see. These things bounce around like crazy. We still almost have a full month before that. But these have definitely been my favorite. I love BNGO. It's getting pretty much crushed right now, but just like everything else, you know, the high growth stocks right now, when the market corrects, they obviously go down a little bit further than everything else. So that one's definitely in a correction. Now, if my Mara ones do get exercised, then I might use that money to just buy up another, you know, 400 shares of BNGO, sell some more covered calls, because the premiums on those is great. I'm probably not going to touch space or add any more money to that, just because when I bought it, I did think it was a little bit high already. So I'm just going to basically have to ride that one out. I wanted to invest in it anyways. So either way, I'm in it for the long term. And if I'm able to sell some covered calls in a couple weeks, then great. But if I have to wait all the way till the test flight, it doesn't really matter, because, you know, if they have a successful test flight, this thing is going to start skyrocketing, in my opinion. Now Palantir, this one I'm also getting kind of crushed on. Not too bad. I got in at 29. It's around 25 right now. So we'll see where that goes. I mean, it's got to be at the bottom now, unless this market just completely crashes. But I mean, that thing's got to be at the bottom. It was already down because of its earnings report, and then the sell-off happened and it got even beat down even more. So the only one, like I said, was my Sensonics one right here. I got in at 412, 100 shares. One covered call at a 4.5 strike, and I got $60 for that. So not really sure what's going to happen. This market's pretty wild right now, so who knows, by the 19th some of these might get exercised, some of them might not. So that just brings the total down here to $6,650. I believe that takes into account that $60 right there. So now let me change this total also to 658.6. So that's the new total. So like I said, not too great so far, but once these start expiring and I start writing more covered calls, then obviously the numbers will get boosted up. So yeah, guys, that is where I'm at for this week. Let me know in the comments down below what companies you are thinking about writing covered calls on, or which ones you bought up during this little small little correction we had here. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to leave a thumbs up, subscribe if you're not already. I'm also going to be doing other videos other than just these weekly videos. I also want to throw some other stuff in there. But either way, these will be put out each week. But with that said, I'll see you guys in my next video. Peace out, guys.